Hello and welcome to CLEA'S World. I am Clea, and today I would like to share with you more of the information we've received from the 25th dimension in my last hypnosis session. In this particular hypnosis, Lorraine was my hypnotist, and the questions she's asking me are questions I've prepared in advance. And when I refer to myself, to me, I'm speaking about myself under hypnosis, which means the answers are coming from the 25th dimension. Before I start reading though, please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and do give this video a thumbs up and leave me a message to let me know if the stuff resonates with you. I love hearing from you guys, and I like to see where everybody's at and how this information is landing, because there is a lot to wrap our minds around. And you'll see from some of the questions and answers today that I also, because I'm a normal person like everybody else, I also am dealing with a lot of the energy that's out there. And it's not always easy. So being able to share with others, I find this very helpful for myself, at least. All right, so I'm going to start reading here. Lorraine, a couple of weeks ago, Clea had a really hard couple of days, very 3D, when that doesn't normally bother her. The word sludge kept coming up for her. She felt emotionally and energetically dirty, as if she had done something wrong. And there was a sense of almost moral discomfort. Why was she feeling this way? And guys, this was tough for me. 2 days of this, I was like, what is going on? I'm like, this is how it's going to be for the next few months before we take this down. I don't know that I can take it, but luckily it was only a couple of days. But I want to share this answer with you because it really does apply, I think, to a lot more people than just me. Well, there are several reasons for this. One, yes, she did run into NPCs. And while she normally doesn't realize it because she's focusing on whatever she's doing, she actually did feel it. Secondly, she also lost her balance because of this. And she felt out of control because she is normally very courteous, very patient. And she really had a moment where she wasn't handling the energy properly. It's also because, again, the matrix is fraying. And Clea does feel it. There are days when she feels it more, especially when she's out there, because she keeps the energy contained in her own bubble, in her house. But when she leaves her house, obviously that energy, the energy of the NPCs, etc., that's what's happening. It's like, it's much more. You can feel it much more. And she was feeling that. And there's also the part about the fact that she has been focuses so much on us, that she finds it very hard to dip into the 3D, the crumbling 3D world these days. So there's some of that as well. The moral decay, what she is describing as moral discomfort, it really is the decay of the system. As the system is crumbling, as this lower vibrational energy is crumbling and dissolving, it kind of becomes, these small particles, and one, they go everywhere, and people who are sensitive to it, they will, because it's not as isolated as it was before. People who are sensitive to it will be more sensitive. People who are sensitive to energy will be more sensitive to it. But also because she really doesn't want to be here anymore. So she felt uncomfortable. She felt guilty that she was being so in resistance. That's what she was feeling. That's why she felt bad, because she actually rejected, and she thinks that she's always supposed to be so patient and so open. Carolyn, the other light worker that she knows, and this is my usual hypnotist. So Carolyn is having the same problem. What the light workers are experiencing right now, they're letting go of the old because this phase of the project is finished. And so now that they have to switch gears and only focus on the new, because this is all crumbling now, and they'll be able to let go very soon. They're having a hard time because they are not who they were anymore. They're not going to have to work in the same gear they were working in before. So Clea was going through that, and what she felt, that sludge, that was sludge. It was this almost recalibration. The fact that she was letting go of this old piece so that she could move to the next stage. She's fine now, she's integrated, but yes, she did experience it as that. I was so glad to hear that not only this wasn't going to continue, but also that it was a one-off, because I had to recalibrate, because I feel you guys, so many of us speak about these bad feelings that we have every once in a while, and it's not easy to go through them. Lorraine, on a personal note, I experienced a very difficult time as well, where I was very angry. So thank you for that explanation, because that's what I was feeling. I believed I finally acknowledged that it was resistance. I received that information from you in my dream state, that it was resistance. Me, you are doing a lot of work. This resistance for you always comes from the fact that you believe that things have to look a certain way and that you have to be a certain way. You specifically like to write in your emails that you are love and light, except that's not all you are. That's very limiting, isn't it? You are everything. So that anger is just as worthy as the love and light that you put on your emails. This is part of who you are. You're going to have to learn to honor it the same way that you honor your love and light. I left this in, even though it seems like it's referring to Lorraine, because we all do this. We have been taught that it's not okay to be less than loving. And that is the most limiting thing we put on ourselves. Every one of us has ability and access to the entire gamut of emotions. And rejecting and pushing down and suffocating our emotions is the reason why a lot of the stuff has shown up as diseases, has shown up as issues in our relationships. And it shows up however it can show up, since we are not going to allow to just look at it. We refuse to just look at it and let it be. So our judgment towards our unpleasant emotions, or what the world considers to be unpleasant, are very punishing and are also very damaging to us. This is some of the work we're going to be doing. Well, all the work we're going to be doing on New Earth is going to be looking at ourselves and realizing that we're not always love and light. We are everything. So sometimes we're angry, sometimes we're sad, sometimes we feel disappointed, or whatever it might be, and it's perfectly okay. Lorraine, thank you for that. Clea would like to know if there is more of a polarization happening right now, with people going to 3D chambers acting even more programmed than usual. Or is it because people like Clea have chosen to go to New Earth and therefore feel the discrepancy in energy even more? Me. Yes, we are. We are even more aligned and more focused on higher energy. So of course, we'll feel the discrepancy more. No, there's no more polarization. The polarization has already happened. Everybody's going exactly where they want. There are no changes really happening. This is beyond the 11th hour at this point. And even if somebody wanted to switch, it would take them a long time for their energy to come up to par. So they're still going to go where they were going to go, and then they can continue that work. Absolutely, the essence can change its mind and do the work that's necessary. But at this point, nobody's moving. Nobody's going to in a different place from what they had planned. So yes, it's Clea. People like Clea who are so focused right now, they're having a very hard time recalibrating, going in and out every time they have to focus on a 3D. And so that's what she's feeling. Lorraine, thank you. Okay. You already told us that dizziness happens when we find ourselves at the edge of the matrix and feel the disparity in energy. However, many of us are experiencing emotional ups and downs from week to week, and sometimes from day to day, without a real identifiable reason for it. Many are saying that these are ascension symptoms, but you already told us that there is no ascension. So what is the reason for this emotional roller coaster? And who tends to feel it most, and why? Me. This is your body's way of adjusting. There is a lot of energy that is changing, again, because the matrix is crumbling. Different types of energy are coming in as well. But again, that's not the cause, that's the effect. But our bodies are left to deal with this, and that's what you're feeling. So yes, it could be from hour to hour. It could be from minute to minute. Clea, every time or a lot of times when she's laughing so hard now, she starts crying. It's your body basically transmuting the energy. Your body's trying to maintain the balance. It's what is the name of it? The stasis of the body. The body as a system that keeps it in stasis. That's what the body's trying to do, to regain its balance. So that's why you will find a lot of these contrasts and these changes happening. Again, sometimes on a minute-by-minute basis. There's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you, with the person experiencing this. It's very natural, and we would definitely recommend that you let it happen without judging it. Humans are so good at resisting and judging anything that they find odd or unpleasant, whereas all of this is happening as it's supposed to. Everything is perfect. Everything is going according to plan. Lorraine, thank you. Are empaths people with a certain consciousness level, or can it be anyone? You just have to be able to be more sensitive to other people's energy, maybe have a porous energy field? Me. Yes, so empaths are people that like to think of themselves as being on the side of the light. And most often they are on the side of the light. So they do want to tell themselves that they're just absorbing energy more than others. The truth is, we all absorb energy to the same degree. Just some of us focus on it, focus on the fact that, yeah, this must be the reason. We have a million reasons for this, you know. Some people say it's ascension. Some people say it's because I'm particularly compassionate. I'm particularly empathetic. Now, is it true that some of us shut ourselves off to these things? Absolutely. But it's not a matter of having a porous field. We all have the ability. We are all each other. We all feel each other. Right now, in this moment, we feel everyone, except we don't want to know it here. And some of us are completely shut off to that idea. The ones that you would imagine, that you would say, oh no, they're not empathetic. We all know what's going on. Every one of us has the same ability to know what is going on. Just like the fact that you can enter a room, you don't need to be particularly empathetic for this. You can enter a room, you can read it. You can read the ambiance, you can read the mood of the room without anybody having made a sound or said a word. Everybody can do this. You know if a room is happy or a room is sad. You don't have to be told. Doesn't matter how 3D you think you are. You can tell if a person is angry. The person doesn't even have to say anything to you. You know, we all know everything. But the ones that say they are empathetic or like to think of themselves as being empathetic or empathic or empaths is because they take pride in this fact. And they want to say, oh, this is why I'm feeling this way. And that's okay. This is an idea that's completely benign. If it keeps us focused on the light, on being compassionate people, on loving our fellow humans, that's okay. That's a good idea. But really, truthfully, nobody feels energy any more than anybody else. It's just some of us, we focus on it more. Just like we were talking about when Clea went outside, she's been focusing so much on a different type of reality that of course she's going to feel the discrepancy with this reality. It's not that she's any more sensitive than anybody else, it's that she truly is between two different realities. So she's going to feel the switch. Lorraine, thank you. What is the third eye area? Is this really the point from where we see things and connect? Me. No. We like to think of the chakras, again, we already spoken about this, like different points of energy. It's just a methodology. We used to think of energy. The truth is our bodies are all energy and we can absorb. If you wanted to believe that you're absorbing the energy through your little toe finger, you could believe that. It's okay. It all works. Our entire bodies are energy. We absorb. We are connected at all times. It doesn't have to come through a certain point of the body. Some people like to believe that they're getting information through, that there is a pillar of light above their heads. Some people think they're getting information through their heart. For example, Clea likes to think that she's connecting through the heart. It doesn't really matter. Some people think it's the third eye. So it's connecting through the pineal gland or whatever you want to believe. Now, can you find scientific proof for quote unquote scientific? And they were laughing. They're always laughing when they refer to our science. Can you find scientific proof for any part of any meridian doing this? Any chakra? Absolutely, you can. We have created entire stories around this, which is perfectly fine because what matters? It's not the question. Again, it's not the question that matters. It's the questioning that matters. We are basically wanting to know the truth. So that's okay. That's one way of explaining it to ourselves. And that's okay. So yeah, no, it's not the third eye that all of a sudden opens. We've always been connected. We are always connected. It's a matter of focusing on and saying, okay, I want to hear now. I'm ready to hear this. The people who believe that, for example, you can clog the third eye and that's what blocks your pineal gland and that's what blocks your connection. It's not true. That's just a story. So the darkest wanted to believe, for example, by introducing fluoride in the water, that's what they were doing. They were calcifying your pineal gland. That is not true. It is only for you if you want to believe in it. If you believe that your connection is clogged, your connection will be clogged, is whatever you want to believe. And I was going to say here, guys, I have put out the referring to a previous video I've done on chakras. So please find it. It's called that. I'll try to link it below as well in the description box if you want to take a look at it, because they explain basically the background to this answer, which is, again, they talk about chakras more in depth. So thank you so much for watching this video. I always have a lot of fun making them and I love to hear your comments. So do please let me know if this stuff resonates with you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.